I honestly think we're going to have a ridiculous year end. You are going to rebalance and sell some Bitcoin. We might see selling towards the end of December, where the market is going to go, the cycle's finished. I mean, this is democracy. It's also something really exciting to me. The world is wildly polarized right now, left and right. But I think what this is doing, we'll come on to DAOs in a sec, and NFTs, because all part of this, is actually creating something that only exists in some places, which is it is progressive because it allows participation of everybody in a society, and it allows society to set rules, but it's also free market capitalism at the same time. It's like putting these two things together that are being fought over. You're a progressive, you're right wing. It's ridiculous. What this is a pragmatic, elegantly engineered solution to many of the issues the world faces. Now, that doesn't mean it's utopian, because you can have cesspool communities, you can have communities you don't agree with, you can have, humans are humans. We all do this shit all day endlessly. We all divide and conquer, do all of this stuff. But basically, right now, you're in the United States, I'm in the Cayman Islands. We have to abide by the rules of society here. And society taxes us, and we do get taxed in the Cayman Islands, contrary to everybody's belief, but in different ways. They tax us for the good of society. Some people don't want that. Well, you don't have a choice to leave. Or if you do, it's a pain in the ass. In digital sovereign states, you will decide, do you want to benefit society? Because this community believes in benefiting society, and others believe in a total anarcho-libertarianism. Fine, do it. But my guess is that we are going to coalesce around the ideas of we can look after society and have free markets. And that's kind of what Bitcoin has done, right? Bitcoin is a social token, if you think of it. If you ignore the narratives around store of value and everything else, because it's following Metcalfe's law, it's not following a store of value thing. Yes, the stock to flow does work in some respects. But what is Bitcoin? It's a group of communities that share a vision about hard money and some elements of economic and monetary freedom. The more I reread The Fourth Turning, the more prophetic the bloody book is. And it says that all institutions will get rebuilt from the ground up. We're rebuilding states, corporations, communities, money, store of value, economics, all at the same time, done by hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people, of the smartest people in the engineer, economists, finance guys, technologists, developers, mathematicians, everybody is working on this. It's the power of all of these people in this network is unbelievable. Nobody's going to go against them because of the votes and the money. It's like I can't get my head around how magical this is. And again, we're humans. We will fuck it up relentlessly. We'll create awful things. We will abuse power. We will create monopolies, all of that. But this is a new way. And a new way maybe can give us another 200 years of renaissance. And you get these turning points where basically a full 3 or 4 generations of people have gone through, and you get a moment of change. And the transition from baby boomers to millennials is a moment of gigantic change, because the millennials know nothing of the lives that the boomers lived, which was the relationship to World War II and then the 50s and all of that. So it breaks. And what happens is the world is not fit for the new entrants. So the Zoomers and the millennials want the world made in a different way. And so usually you get societal change writ large. Sometimes it can be catastrophic change, can be warfare. Other times it can be social change. And their argument has proved prophetic on where this is going, how you kind of ends with financial crashes, and out of the financial crashes comes people realizing we need to do things differently. And generally speaking, even the previous 2 elections are pretty much in the book, even though it was written 20 odd years ago. And the idea is from all of this, innovation accelerates if it's the right answer to the fourth turning, i.e. not war. Innovation accelerates as everybody reinvents a new set of institutions. If you remember, most of the institutions that we have in our world came out of both World War I and World War II, the rules-based global order system. All of that is going to get thrown out and changed. That doesn't mean we reject a rules-based global order system, but we have to adopt it for a modern world. And that's what I've spent a lot of this interview talking about today, is the magnitude of these changes. I think, yes, the change in the nature of the participants will change this. We're going to get through a selling cycle first. A bunch of people need to pay a lot of tax bills. There's a bunch of people who need to reallocate their their assets because crypto's gone up a lot, and there's a bunch of hedge funds who want to close their P&Ls for year end. So it's going to get volatile towards the end of the year. Everyone's going to call the end of the cycle, and then I think we're going to see a face-ripping rally. How do I think this plays out? Because that's what everybody cares about. I honestly think we're going to have a ridiculous year end. But here's the rub, is we've got different people, actors in the business now. So if you are BlackRock or you are Tudor and you have Bitcoin at end of year, if you are BlackRock, and let's say I'm right and Bitcoin goes up 4x into the end of year or 3x, you are going to rebalance and sell some Bitcoin. If you are Tudor, you come into the end of the year, you want to lock in your gains because you get paid your annual performance fee in January, so you will probably flatten out your P&L. So what happens is we might see selling towards the end of December, which the market is going to go, the cycle's finished, because everybody's kind of expecting a December end, because it was 2013 and 2017 where the Bitcoin cycle ended in December. However, I think the structure has changed. I think there's a couple of things going on that will elongate the cycle. One is everybody is onboarding. The more the price goes up, the more the institutions onboard. Institutions are weird beasts. They tend to operate quarterly. So you come into January, everybody who's got approval is going to start onboarding and allocating January, February, March. So that sell-off from the rebalancing will be bought by the new institutions entering the space as they increase their allocation. Additionally, hedge funds have a brand new P&L January 1st. And what they like to do is put on risk. And this will be the bet that they'll put on. So my guess is we see more of that, and that drives prices further than we expect. I'm kind of thinking there is a probability, a reasonable probability, call it a 30, 40% chance that Ethereum gets to 40,000 and Bitcoin, whether it gets to 300 or 400, I don't know. And there's even an up chance of more. I think we've got a spot ETF that comes in the middle of that, and probably an Ethereum ETF that comes. Then we've got the other big game in town, which is the fact that Ethereum has no supply. There's about 10 or 11% of all available Ethereum on exchanges. Everything else is locked away in smart contracts, cold storage, DeFi, NFTs, and then staking. Because everybody wants the ETH 2.0 to come, so everybody's staking their ETH for the yield. And that takes it off and locks it away until after that. And then that ETH comes onto the market gradually. So I think the cycle probably goes on till the summer. I think almost certainly till March, but possibly to the summer, which will give us higher prices and a different cycle structure than we've seen before.